Alright, hello and welcome to the behind the scenes of this short animation, and I'm gonna show you just the key ideas that I stole from the internet that are very useful. If you're very new to Blender, this is not gonna be very helpful. Alright, so the way this animation is working is I have built two rooms in separate files, and then I did all the redundant work of bringing them into one file and having one room just go in on top of the other as the first room is coming out. So you have the first room here all set up, and you have the second room outside kind of here just waiting to come in. And the way this works is that the first room is kind of coming out to us piece by piece, and the second room is coming in from the wall from the left side. So I just made sure that the camera would not see the left wall, and everything turned out to be alright. Some of the things like the cabinets, the shelves and the wall literally just go down through the wall, through the floor, which made sense for some reason. And there is literally two walls, a big one and a small one. The outside walls, the blue ones, they kind of squeeze in once the old walls finish going down. So you can see it like this. They have thickness and they go down, and then the blue ones close in to make sure they occupy the same volume. So there is a part in this scene where the computer is set on fire. So the way this works is I have a video of a fire card. This is a specific card you get for this kind of effect. I found it online for free, but I don't think I can find the link to share it to you. I'm sorry. And I just have this box set to a Boolean operation to remove the fire. And if you remove the Boolean box fast enough, you don't have enough time to see that the fire shows up in a very ridiculous manner. It's very important to have some kind of light effect that happens in filming of the green screen using a practical light that would resemble the fire. Because if you just add the fire in Blender and you don't do anything to resemble speedlight, it just looks pretty lame and fake. So what I found out works really well is having any LED warm light kind of blinking at you, just putting it on and off at different speeds. And it's very simple, but I find it to be very effective. I think it looks very convincing. Alright, so I want to talk a little bit about the view outside of the window. This was very important to me to make sure that it looks realistic. I feel like it's very important for this shot to work because the lighting motivation is mainly made to resemble like most of the light comes out through the window. So it's important to establish that it is midday outside and there is a lot of sun that is coming in. So one way to do that is actually have this big light at a fairly high power, very close, just giving you the shadow that you would have with the light. And also when you have a picture of clouds outside, it's important to to have it a bit overexposed, because when you shoot indoors, usually whatever is inside would be properly exposed, and the view outside the windows would usually be overexposed. All right, so the main takeaway here is that when you do visual effects, you shouldn't try to imitate real life the way you see it with your eyes, but you should imitate them the way you see it with your camera. So if your camera can only expose to the darks or only expose to the heights, so should the camera inside Blender. Alright, so another interesting trick that we're using here, and this is another one from Ian Hubert's book, is you can kind of simulate clouds moving in the background by taking a simple picture of clouds and just dragging the top part of it, just taking this top edge and kind of moving it from side to side. And if you do it carefully enough, it really resembles cloud movement in the background. So you just have a keyframe of before and after, and if you did stay long enough to see the window, having this cloud movement could really help sell the situation, make it more realistic. The important part here is when you use pictures outside of the window to resemble an outside environment, those pictures should be facing parallel to the camera at all times. All right, so as a noob starting this project, I thought this outside picture should be facing the window like this, but that just looks terrible, and you just want it to be always parallel to the camera. Right, so a surprisingly difficult task when building this room was to fill the entire shelf with books. And this is very important here because you can see the shelf for a very long time in the video. And just downloading a lot of models of books was difficult because there are really many different books here, and it still felt like it's not enough. What I ended up doing to fill this bookshelf really quickly is just using one picture of a library and just duplicate boxes, and I'll show you how. So you can see here that some books are individual. That just took me a very long time to fill this with individual books, even if many of them are duplicated 5 or 6 times. So I ended up using this one object, and I'll show you how you make it really quickly. So let's say I go here and I want to do some more books on top of the library, and I would just take a bunch of books and I would duplicate them and I put them up here. Alright, so the problem with that is that no matter where I place this, it will kind of feel like there is a copy-paste action here, even if I do some more changes. And the easiest way to go around that is to go to shading. The material of these books is actually one picture with many books in a front view picture. It's this picture right here, which I took from the internet, and I should not have, probably. The way you do it, you just have this books as the material, and you go in edit mode. You just go you go to front view, you project from view. If you're not satisfied with that, you can just go to UV editor and just take this stuff and just move it. And it doesn't matter how lazily you do it, it still usually goes unnoticed. You see, even if this cover starts here but ends on a different book, if you look from far enough, our eyes just kind of want to believe that everything is all right. And you see, it even changes sides, and it just works. Yeah. Right, so these were the main clever parts of this project, and if you see something clever that I did and I didn't explain it, please just write me down in the comments and I'll reveal all my secrets. Have a good day and enjoy blendering.